Good evening, everyone. It is Jeanette Martin, creator and co-founder of the Gratitude and Appreciation Summit that just happened, and we had a guest last weekend.
Oh, Jeanette, you're hilarious. I'm Kathy Vester, and I'm also a co-founder of the Gratitude and Appreciation Summit. And yes, we are still on a high from our great event on Saturday. It was a year and a half plus a few months here of our dream come true. And we are so thrilled for you to join us tonight. We've got two participants tonight, Di and Betty Lou, good friends of ours that were so kind and spent the day with us on Saturday. And we thought we would just get their perspective and talk about it a little bit. And then we've got some exciting news at the end of our little gathering tonight.
But first of all, before we go there, Kathy.
Yes.
We had a gas, man.
I had lots of gas.
It was just amazing. Can you believe it? Like, can you just believe what we?
No, I really can't. I mean, even my living room being transformed with all the lights and cameras and computers and some strange guy named Marshall in there sort of doing his thing. And it was better than what I anticipated it to be. And I haven't even watched the recording yet. I've just been getting feedback from everybody, which is fabulous. Keep bringing the feedback. Yeah.
Neither have I. This coming weekend for Thanksgiving, I'm gonna snuggle in and watch it. So it's gonna be exciting. Hey, Di. Hey, Betty.
Yes.
Lou.
Hey.
So what did you have a gas?
I did.
Oh, awesome.
It was fun to see it all come together after hours and hours in the car last summer talking about different things and hearing different things and finally seeing it all come together, albeit totally different than all the things we talked about in the car because of course COVID happened and life upset the apple cart. But I think that things happen for a reason and it was supposed to be the way it was and it was fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, because you got to hear all of the nitty-gritty details and us brainstorming in the car while we're driving through the states. And
add my 2 cents.
Yeah, and you added your 2 cents, which was very valuable 2 cents too, by the way, Di. You're right. You've got a different perspective as to what we started with and what we dreamed of as being the real event with people to people and interacting with one another in person. I don't think we could have brought much more human connection than we did on Saturday. I don't think we could have done it any differently. So yeah, what was your biggest takeaway, Betty Lou?
I just certain quotes that whenever I'm at an event, there's just certain quotes that really stand out to me. And one that I even used this week, and it was, I think it was Cheryl Bishop. She said, she just asked a question, do things happen to you or for you? And there was just some incidences that happened and it made me think of that very quote. So one of many.
Yeah, and it's one of those, the one that got me was Adrian Stark. I have never heard Adrian before. And the unpacking I need to do with his, like there was so much. And I just want to write all his quotes down, plaster them all over my wall. And I too, Betty Lou, as you say, you use some of that language this week in your day-to-day life. That's exactly what we were hoping to come out of this event, was how to put it all into practice. And I myself in the classroom have been using it as well with my kids. It's like they come in with this problem and then we totally flip it around to make it not a problem but a solution. And it's like so powerful, so powerful.
And what happened for Kathy and I, we had a little bit of a human connection. Of course, we were 6 feet apart. I'm on the couch, Kathy's in the chair, and Marshall, who is our technical producer, and 2 speakers in, we looked over at Marshall and said, Marshall, do you get what we're doing? And he just went, yeah. And his eyes lit up behind his mask. He says, I get what you're doing, as well as he heard us keep talking. Like, we could just imagine, as Kathy and I were listening to the different speakers and learning, and we're chitty chatting back and forth. And I can just imagine Kathy replicating that when we're able to do a hybrid event at 50. And then when we're a next bigger one and a bigger one. And we came up with our big hairy goal of 20,000 people in a stadium, open air. So we're sending out that incredible energy to the world. So
Absolutely.
that's our 5-year goal with that.
Yeah.
So Di, any like big takeaway that you had?
I don't know that I had one big takeaway, just lots of affirmations about how I already value human connection and want to put more of that in the world. But I did invite my husband to sit down and listen to Angus read, and says, oh man, I need to write more letters to the girls. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool. I actually thought of that last night. I had a drive with my daughter, as we do quite frequently, and we haven't had one in a while. And I was watching her singing out loud, no fear, no nothing. And I'm just driving, not saying a word, not singing with her or anything like that, which is hard for me to do because I like singing too. And I looked over her, and the sense of pride I had at that moment and how beautiful she was just absolutely amazing. Sorry, my phone was ringing. Talk about live, right? It had such a profound effect on me. And I immediately came home and I wrote a letter to my daughter to share with her later. Like, yeah. It was just, I had to do it. And I totally got what Angus was saying. Yeah. And how incredibly powerful that is, not only as us as human beings with ourselves, but the impact that will have on the person that's receiving that letter.
Well, and how that will change future generations too, potentially, because as her mindset changes and her view changes, then subsequent changes down the line happen.
Yeah.
One of the biggest profound things that happened for us in the way that hearing from the speakers is Kathy and I were just astounded, and just our hearts were going big with Nathan. We've known Nathan for about 4 weeks, and to see the evolution of his gift come to be communicated to the world, and he's ADD. And he knows he's got it. And for his dad to say he sat for 7 hours, he sat from 10 o'clock till 4:30. He's never sat through a movie. He's never sat through a whole television series. He sat through and had conversations with his dad. As the speakers were talking, there was that engagement. There was that positivity between the two of them. And this is the young man that's going to be our leader. This is the man that's going to, he's 14 now, that he's going to go to school and share that. And he's setting the stage for humanity. Like, I have no fear about, our generation right now, because it's kids coming like up. Him that he will stand proudly and say, I was a speaker at the Gratitude and Appreciation Summit, and be comfortable having that conversation. And so much so, I posted on our Facebook page, guys. He's giving away that book. His Mom and Her Superheroes, free download. Download it and learn. It's his story's pretty incredible. Yeah, so that was just a boom heart moment for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And even at the end, when he shared at the very end, when we asked questions from people, just for him to not have his hoodie on and actually speak to the camera and say, I'm not afraid to ask questions. It's like, that was just huge for a young boy like that. So watching the growth and the understanding happen right before our eyes. Oh, that's enough for me. That's enough for me. Yeah.
And Chloe. Oh, was it?
Yeah, Chloe.
That girl? Yes. That girl is going to go far.
Yeah.
Oh, she is going far.
She is going far.
Yeah. Like, I don't think, or adults might not think that they can learn from kids, but listen up, I got something to tell you. Great. I loved it. I was like, yeah.
And she's so humble. Like, I know Chloe.
She's very sweet.
And her parents keep her grounded. and Chloe keeps them grounded. It's a very, very loving family. They've come on hard times, guys. I can share with you. Chloe's mom got COVID and she was locked in her room for 3 weeks. Her grandpa and her grandma, and they're now recovered, and it's been a tough go. And
so
for her,
while she was speaking to us, her parents or her mom was in quarantine?
her mom had been a week and a half out of quarantine for,
Wow.
and they live in a two-room condominium down in Irvine, California. So,
Wow.
and to still have that joie de vivre, that for
Yeah.
you French people out there, that zest for life and to want to share, it's a pretty special, very
Mhm.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Betty Lou, do you have anything else you want to share that really struck a chord with you?
Just, you know, when Di was talking about Angus Reid, of course, I'm a big BC Lions fan. Thank you, Dad, for that. But just his 4 questions that he asks every day, or he asks at least one
Yeah.
of them to himself. Who can I thank? Who can I acknowledge for being great? Who can I offer help to? Who can I reach out to?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what
Yeah.
a way to start the day, you know, with one of
Yeah.
those questions to take, you know, away from ourselves and
Yeah.
out to the world.
Yeah, I actually want to put those words in big letters on my bulletin board outside my classroom for all the kids to read when they walk by, just to empower them more.
Yeah.
Because I, you know, again, being a teacher during this time, it is weird because the schools are empty. The kids go to class and they go home.
Yeah.
There's no lockers being used. There's no eating. There's no gathering. There's no hanging out. Like I'm used to having hundreds of kids in my room all day long, like all
Yeah.
day long. And I'm in an empty classroom. So it's like, how do we find creative ways of reaching the kids in the
Yeah.
way that we want to reach them? How do we reach one another in our families? Like listen
Yeah.
to what we're dealing with Thanksgiving coming up. You know, we're being told, watch out. Like you don't, like we're not getting together with our family because they're not in our bubble. And
Yeah.
we don't feel comfortable because Paul and I are, you know, we're in schools and we're around a lot and we don't want to be a carrier by chance. But it's like, so how do we reach out in another way to our family and friends?
So
during-
here's a clever idea. I saw one of my friend's daughters lives in Edmonton and sent her a HelloFresh box, which was all the supplies for dinner. And then it just said, all you need to do is add your favorite wine and join us on Zoom at this time. So they ordered the same box for all of their family, sent it around. And I thought, that's brilliant.
That is brilliant.
Wow.
Like takes the pressure off. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Has the time set and they'll eat together.
And
then
what,
yeah. Oh,
what
go
a
ahead.
great way to show gratitude to your family, being grateful for them and thankful
Yeah.
for them and appreciating them in such a unique way. Oh, I love that.
Isn't that great?
Oh,
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
thought that
even
was
know
clever. I thought
possible.
that's brilliant.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've done that with our family too, because 2 of my boys live in different parts of Asia. And so we always have to be creative when it
Yeah.
comes to, I mean, it's not because of COVID, obviously. Well, it is now because the one can't come back here. But yeah, just the same way we would say, okay, we're meeting at such and such a time. And for them, it's breakfast. For us, it's dinner time, and, you know, and doing the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Zoom or whatever it is that we use, platform we use.
Yeah.
So,
So those people watching this tonight, find a way to reach out this weekend and give thanks to your friends and family in a unique way. Do something more than just pick up a phone and say happy Thanksgiving.
So
Good
last Sunday was International Cinnamon Bun Day. So I got up Sunday morning and made cinnamon buns and then took some to the neighbors and stuff. So there's lots of different ways that you can be creative in simple ways that just.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, Kathy, this was beyond. Isn't this just amazing how when you start talking about gratitude and appreciation, we're going higher and higher and higher up our summit.
Absolutely.
Higher and higher and higher. We're going to bring all these
Absolutely.
people with us at the top of the summit, and we're going to be shouting, hey, we're having a gas up here. Come on up. Come on up.
You know where we can get plenty of that from, right?
Yes, yes. That's how you get up a hill. You got to have good gas to get up a hill. You can't take an empty car up a hill. You got to have a full tank of
Absolutely.
gas.
Absolutely. So those of you that were able to come on Saturday, we are looking for testimonials to put on our website and to share with the world, because this is just the first one. We're already talking about our next one and setting a date. Yes, the stadium is in view. I'm not sure when, but it is in view. It will happen, right, Jeanette?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, 100%. If we took it from a piece of paper to what we did last Saturday, we're going to a stadium.
Absolutely, girl. So, and the other piece is for those of you that weren't able to make it, we'll be able to share some news with you soon as to how you can be part of this journey. But stay tuned for that one. We'll get the details out on that. Says it's not the end. This is just the beginning. And we would like everybody to be on board and be part of this journey with us. It's not about Jeanette and I, it's about the world. And you've got some other news, right, Jeanette?
What other news do I have? From our debrief that
we were talking about it before the call tonight.
What was it? There's so much going on. I know we're going to break up next year. We're going to do a 2-hour spring event like we did our sneak peek. It's a step on the gas. No, have a spring in your step with a little bit of gas. And then again in October. What was it, Kathy? There's just so much good stuff going on.
I don't remember now.
Oh, okay. You know what, guys? Also,
you guys take notes.
Yes. Oh no, yeah, we have event planners for that. So we're so grateful to Laura and to Sharon for Imagine That Events for coming along, and Peter, who kept our website up and running amazing, and Marshall, who made us look good all along. It's just amazing. Yeah, it's just the beginning, and this is why it's tough to say. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning of the gas.
Well, I know that Jeanette and I were incredibly touched last weekend, and I know Jeanette took all day Sunday with Kleenexes.
Yes.
All day Sunday, feeling so full of love. Her heart was so big. And I too, I didn't shed a lot of tears, but man, my brain was going a million miles an hour. It's like, oh, what's next? What's next? So we look forward to having you all on board. And Di and Betty Lou, if you guys have any feedback, and this is for all our viewers as well, if you have any feedback, ideas, thoughts, we always have an open door to those ideas and thoughts, because this is all about us together.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
Darla was a great way to kick it off too.
Yes.
Well,
she's so
yes. She's just so real. And before we kind of wrap it up, I think her analogy, take my Netflix away from me, but don't take my app away from me. It's my stress relief. When I start getting too much into myself, it's like, start thinking about somebody else. Start thinking about somebody else, and it just goes whoosh.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to say goodnight tonight. Next week we have, next week we're going to have some of our guest speakers come on and share their takeaways as well. They were a big integral part. I think the biggest thing that I learned from them is some of them thought they'd come on and off during the day, but they stayed on the whole day as well. So it was truly a community event, and I can't be more thankful for everybody, absolutely everybody. So we're going to sign off, Jeanette. And before we do that, we always do our hearts.
Take our right, we take our left.
And we put it together, and I count to 3, and we share the love to the world. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Blow it up.
Everybody have a gas this weekend. Our Canadian watchers on our Facebook page, have a great Thanksgiving weekend with your family and friends safely. And we'll say the same thing, because these that's the announcement, one of them. Thankful Thursdays are continuing on. Everything, we are having far too much fun. So Thankful Thursday. So when we get to our US followers, we'll wish you a happy Thanksgiving as well in November, at the end of November. Okay.
See you next week.
Bye. Awesome.
Thank you.